Hello, this is Rachel the Moth, and today I'm going to be talking about gatekeeping / sick puppy and puppy followers. Today I'm also drawing is Mia the Hedgehog getting a letter from Silver to invite her to a party because she hasn't been to one. Let's get started with the video. So what is gatekeeping? The activity of controlling and usually limiting general access to something. We all have our favorite characters. I do too. My favorite character, I don't really have a favorite character in the Sonic fandom because I like them all equally. Haha. But right now my favorite character is Whisper the Wolf. But do I condone what action she's done? No. I mean, she doesn't, like, the one thing I don't like, but it's part of her character and it's adorable. She doesn't like being hugged. She doesn't like being touched because probably from a lot of personal experience in the past. But I don't like how she just pushes people away who love hugs. But I still love the character. But that doesn't mean you're allowed to tell a person, like, hey, you're not allowed to like this character because you don't like their flaws. And I said so. And you can't tell me I'm wrong because I am the huge fan of this character, Whisper the Wolf. Now, you can like the character and be a huge fan, but you also have to accept that you can always dislike what your character has done. Heck, Silver has done a lot of bad things. And, like, follow Mephiles. I didn't like how he did that, and he was pretty much portrayed as this big hero who's going to save everyone. I like Sonic 06, but nowadays I go to my friends and say, like, hey, let's go play Sonic 06, and they give me the biggest death glare ever. And I have played the game. There's a lot of glitches. But I also prefer Silver the Hedgehog from the comics because he just looks done with everything. Every picture you find of him, except for the one where he's very excitable seeing Whisper, he looks done with life. And that's great, and I love it. But that doesn't mean I like what he's done. Also, the other thing I have to add is sick puppies. So, from personal experience from Tumblr, and DeviantArt, and Discord and Skype. I wish I could have saw the hints coming, but I was also a naive 17-year-old girl. I'm 22 now. And there was a lot of things that happened all that year. It was the worst year ever for me. Pretty much the signs of knowing that you are a sick puppy is you draw your favorite person's art, like more than once, like their favorite character with them, or you draw fan art, which is fine and dandy. But the problem is when they draw it more than once, which is fine. I'm not saying like you're not allowed to draw art for your favorite person in the world, but then that kind of like takes advantage of the person you look up to, be like, hey, this person's drawing me art, I'm going to be friends with them. Which is also fine, nothing wrong with being friends with them. But then it gets worse and worse and worse. As the time goes on, you get really close to them, and then you talk about your personal life, which is also fine. You're allowed to have feelings and pretty much talk about your personal life. But then that's something like the person you look up to take advantage of. Like, hey, you've had a worse experience in life. Here, I'm going to help you. But then they're going to expect you to help them with something that they have done. And that's where things get really gray. Because then, even if your person that you look up to has done a lot of flaws and is being a hypocrite about a lot of things, there's going to be things where you're going to follow them no matter what, even if they are flawed. And even if the person you look up to does the same thing that you dislike what other people have done, but it's okay for this person to do it, you become this pretty much sick, pretty much not sick, but like you have this perspective like they can't do anything wrong, they're right, you're wrong, shut up. And that's not a good motive to have, because then in the end, people are going to look at you like a joke and call you a white knight. But I don't think it's more than just being a white knight, because sometimes most of the people who are white knights usually break out of it eventually. But when you're a sick puppy, it takes a long time. And people, I don't know what cure there is, quote unquote cure, for it, just know that everyone has like that person that they look up to, even if it's very obsessive and it's kind of creepy. And pretty much a nice guy, but not like a nice guy particular, because once you say no to the nice guy, they get mad because they didn't get what they want. Wah, wah, wah. But in the end, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed when you are a white knight / sick puppy. I wish there was a way for people to not be a sick puppy, but once they are in, they are in. And that's the saddest part about being a sick puppy. This is Rachel the Muff, and I'm signing off.